you pray as much as you can until you reach such a point that you feel at peace about whatever you have been praying for. She went back to bed, fell asleep, and rested until she was awakened by a sister at 8 a.m. Her sister had a newspaper in her hands. Sad news, she said, tragic news. The headlines made it clear enough. The Titanic has sunk. As for her husband, Colonel Grace, he had been asleep in his cabin when he was awakened by a sudden shock and a profound noise. He got dressed quickly and went down to the deck, where he learned the ship had collided with an iceberg. After helping women and children into lifeboats, he sank into the ocean with the ship. As he later wrote, I was in a whirlpool swirling around and around as I still tried to cling at the railing as the ship plunged to the depths below. Down, down I went. It seemed a great distance ascending back to the surface. I could see no Titanic. She had entirely disappeared beneath the surface of the ocean without a sign of any wave. A thin light ray smoke vapor hung like a ball a few feet above the sea. There arose the most horrible sounds ever heard by mortal men, the agonizing cries of death from over 1,000 throats. For a while, Grace bobbed in the ice waters, but then he remembered a reading of sailors being scalded to death when in a shipwreck the ship's boilers had exploded beneath them. He swam vigorously to get away from the wreckage. With his strength almost gone and his boat slowly freezing, he nearly gave up. He prayed that his wife might be comforted when she heard of his drowning and passing, and he asked the Lord to give her this message: goodbye until we meet again in heaven. Then from somewhere, he was suddenly filled with new strength. Pushing himself upward, he collided with some of the ship's wreckage. To his left, he spied an overturned lifeboat. About a dozen men had climbed onto its bottom and were clinging to it as they best they could. Gracie swam toward the boat. As he got nearer, he grabbed the arm of one of the young men and threw his right leg across the boat, pulling himself aboard. Some 1,513 people perished that night. Colonel Archibald Grace was one of the survivors. His wife, praying in the New York at exactly the time of her husband's greatest need, had no doubt that God had worked a miracle because she had prayed. Colonel now called it a case of a providential deliverance directly attributable to prayer. So never doubt the power of prayer. Prayer works. Prayer works. Always prayer works. Thank you and goodbye.